Let's get ready to rumble!
Gold trunks with red trim. He weighs an even 147 pounds from Tacoma, Washington. Undefeated as a pro, he's 1-0. Let's hear it for Emmett Linton. And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks with white trim. He also weighs an even 147 pounds. Originally from Lyon, France, he's now fighting out of East LA. His professional record is 2-1-1, and both of his professional victories are by KO. Introducing Mohammed Benchi.
Look at me. Remember our instructions to you guys in the dressing room. You understand? And we're going to be strict. So make sure that it is a clean fight. You understand that? Shake hands now and good luck.
And there's a look at Emmett Linton. He was tremendous amateur, 295 amateur fights, so a lot of experience before his first professional fight, which was his last, which he won easily. And Mohammed Benchi. And if you don't think it's a long way from Lyon, France to East LA, boy, you don't know geography.
A long way in many ways.
Benchi 2-1-1. Started off with the right hand. Linton has two other welterweight champions in his corner. Donald Curry and Curtis Coates.
Yeah, Donald Curry managing him and Curtis Coates training him, and that is combined a lot of years of knowledge in boxing. Donald Curry, by the way, it looks like he's going to return again to the ring against Terry Norris, fighting for the Norris Junior Middleweight Championship.
An interesting fight, won't it?
That is tentatively scheduled for June. Linton has very good hand speed, an excellent jab. There you see it, using it to set up the straight left.
A bit of a headbutt there.
His colors look like the Kronk colors, don't they?
Don't they, though? Benchi, fighter who seems to throw his punches at angles. He comes, almost loops his punches, not over the top, but from left to right or right to left, whichever way.
He's struggling a little bit against the left-handed style of Linton. And of course, Michael Carbajal later on tonight is going to be facing a lefty in Javier Vargas.
After training for a guy who was a right-hander, so it's not going to be easy. Let me apologize, too. I did call Vargas Vasquez in the opener. Of course, his name is Vargas. I missed one letter.
You were close.
Yes.
We all make mistakes occasionally. Although about a year after you started doing this, I was disillusioned when you made your first one. I thought maybe you didn't make them.
You are too kind.
But no, you're human, so it's okay. Linton getting off. Now there's where the jab really, when he gets going, he follows very quickly with that straight left hand, does Emmett Linton.
Talking about making mistakes in names, I remember D. Andros, when he was a football coach at Oregon State, had a running back by the name of Sal Cirincione, and he could never pronounce his name. He used to call him Sal from Chicago. So I asked him about that. I said, when are you going to learn to pronounce Cirincione? He says, when he scores a touchdown, I'll pronounce his name. That's the way I feel about Vargas.
There you go. If he knocks out Michael Carbajal, you'll make sure.
That's right. Coming to the end of the first round, and not a bad first round for Emmett Linton, Jr.
From the show that over the years has brought you the champions, ESPN Home Video brings to you 10 and counting, the best of ESPN boxing. Join ESPN boxing analyst Al Bernstein as he guides you through 10 years of body shots, left hooks, uppercuts, and knockouts. You'll also meet the personalities that make the sport of boxing as interesting and as controversial as it is. You'll see the world champions when they got their start on ESPN. Ray Boom Boom Mancini, Michael Nunn, Donald Curry, Mike Tyson, and more. To get your copy of 10 and Counting, the best of ESPN boxing, call 1-800-782-9900. That's 1-800-782-9900. It's yours for only $19.95. 10 and Counting from ESPN Home Video. Call 1-800-782-9900 now.
Round number 2, Emmett Linton Jr. and Mohammed Ben-Sheikh. Good first round for Linton.
Yeah, he was able to establish the jab fairly well. Even though he didn't land maybe even as high a percentage as he would like, he was able to use it as a rangefinder to get that straight left hand in.
Straight left hand would seem to be a pretty good weapon against Ben-Sheikh. As you mentioned, he brings his punches from outside in. Speaking of punches, Ben-Sheikh only managed to land 8 of those punches from outside in, and Linton 14 to 45. Again, that's to be expected, I think, of a young fighter just coming out of the amateur ranks in the first round of his second fight.
There he missed with all those, but that will help him land the straight left as he finds the range a little bit better. I think Ben-Sheikh needs to be giving him just a little bit of more movement. You're right about the strange angle at which Ben-Sheikh throws his punches and the way he throws them. A lot of technique problems for him.
The Lyonnais style.
Well, there are a lot of punches being missed in this bout. I mean, a lot.
Time and again, it just seems that making that transition from being a good amateur to being a good professional is a very difficult and time-consuming thing.
Yeah, it is. And that's why it takes numerous fights to really achieve that.
And some never do.
No. And some boxers find that they left their best boxing in the amateur ranks.
Yeah, 295 fights, even though they're just 3-round affairs and obviously shorter distances, can still wear you down.
Yeah, and a lot of them might be novice fights, but still, as you say, there's a lot there that can wear you down. And again, I mean, a good example is somebody like Clint Jackson, who was wonderful as an amateur, good as a pro, but never quite made it to a championship.
Nice right hand there by Linton, and that hurt Ben-Sheikh.
In this round, Emmett Linton has started to really get the right hook on track, and he's showing lots of power with it. And there it is to the body, but a good right by Ben-Sheikh.
Showing some good power here, and really not showing things that you would consider to be amateurish.
He's very selective with his punches.
That's always the big change that fighters talk about, is having to be patient, whereas in the amateur ranks, you got to throw punches from the opening bell to the closing. Good round for Linton.
Today's
part of the sellout crowd here at Bally's. Reminder that coming up on Ringside Report, special guest night on Ringside Report. This is going to be great. I mean, I can hardly wait to hear what we have to say. And Charlie.
What's more, we'll be saying it with Charlie.
It's unbelievable. Like the Pips.
Where's Gladys Knight when we need her?
That's right. Tyson Ruddick weigh-in, and you know how exciting those weigh-ins are.
This one was riveting.
It was, yes.
Almost as exciting as the last press conference before this fight.
Like watching lube jobs, isn't it?
There is, however, genuine intrigue and genuine electricity around here in Las Vegas over that bout, I think.
Yeah,
Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I think over the whole card. I just think it's a terrific card. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And yes, everybody is really making a case for Razor Ruddick.
I think has found in this bout that the power punch that seems to work against Ben-Sheikh is the right hook. And you know, sometimes you can have a very powerful straight left or a good uppercut or whatever. Sometimes one punch isn't working against the guy. It won't affect him as much as another. You have to pick that out.
Ben-Sheikh with a counter right hand followed it up with a good uppercut. And You have the fight even after the first 2 rounds. Let's get out the old abacus
actually,
and figure
I'm not
that
sure
out.
I do. I think in reality, I made an error in scoring. It was my error. I really intended for Linton to have both rounds.
So we were only kidding.
But I think that was my mistake. So.
But that too, it's been a couple of years, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, see, look, we both saved our mistake for the same night. Get it out of our system, and then we'll be perfect the rest of the year.
See what that right hand and the uppercut do for Ben Cheek. See if it gives him a little bit of a confidence boost. Ben Cheek throws it out there and leaves it out there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. He's taking some chances, but because of that, landing occasionally, but leaving himself certainly more open. I'll tell you what they probably aren't happy about with Emmett Linton. Has not been as accurate as they might like. He's missing a lot with that straight left hand. Using the jab well as a rangefinder, but not getting the left in.
Jab there. Seems to be waiting on Ben Cheek, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a very good point, as opposed to pushing him back. And I don't think Ben Cheek is the kind of guy that would like to box going backward. His mobility is not the best. And I think going backwards, he would just stop punching.
So we head to the end of round number 3, another uneventful round, to be honest. We're going to take you back into the corner of Emmett Linton and listen to what Curtis Coates has to say to him. Donald Curry also there, but I think it'll be Coates who we'll be hearing.
You're throwing your left hand too long. Step with your right foot. Step in there. Step in. You're not step outside like we do on the pad. Step outside, throw that at 1-2. You're missing with the left hand. But when you're missing, you got to come back with something. You can't just leave it out there.
Okay.
Come on, be me.
Throw that jab off the line. Short uppercut. When you throw them, hit it with that jab. Bend over. With your left hand. When you throw that jab, the right jab, bend down a little bit and catch him with a short uppercut to the chin. You hit him every time with it. You got to shorten up your punches inside. You're throwing them too long.
You're too long, baby. Come on.
Well, the two welterweight champions talking to Emmett Linton. There's the jab that he was landing from time to time, but they want a lot more than that from this young man.
Let's see if he can heed that advice. Step in, duck down, and hit him with an uppercut off the jab.
And the man who was talking to him, Donald Curry, knows something about uppercuts. In his career, he's thrown some terrific ones.
And you can see in the punch profile, Ben Cheek and Linton have thrown virtually the same amount of punches, but it's been Linton who's been more effective.
Yeah, he really has been, although 36% may not be something he's going to write home to his mother about, but still it's enough to be ahead in this bout.
Linton tried to step in that time and heed the advice of Curtis Coates. And now the newly amended Bernstein scorecard.
Yes, I made an error in suggesting who won. I had all 3 rounds for Emmett Linton, and I have him ahead 30-27.
Fight scheduled for 6 rounds. But has been changed to a 4-rounder on the bout sheet that we have right in front of us here.
There it is.
6 rounds. However, these little things they don't tell us about.
You know, except for good right hook by Linton. With the possible exception of some officials in Baghdad, we've been involved in more disinformation than anybody tonight, haven't we?
That's right. There was that uppercut, but he missed with it. He didn't do it behind the jab either.
There's the right hook downstairs and upstairs. I think that Emmett Linton has got a much better right hook than even he thinks he has. Sometimes, oh, good right by Ben Sheik.
There's the right hand.
There's that hook.
Slap with that one a little bit, though.
He throws it better to the body than the head, which is characteristic of many, many boxers. Perfect example being another left-hander, Michael Nunn, the middleweight champion. When he hooks to the body, he throws it with much more conviction than when he does to the head.
There he went to the body first, then came up with the right hand. Curry's advice to him is pretty good. He does seem to be there for that left uppercut. It's just that Linton hasn't quite found the mark yet. There was a right hand. Set up with a body shot.
And there you see the hand speed of Linton. There he tries to throw the uppercut, so he's paying attention to what Donald's saying. It's just he's not able to execute as much as he would like. Now there's where Curry wants the uppercut, right there.
Not a bad round, though, for Linton at the end of this fight. And he finished with a bit of a flourish. I don't think there's much question as to the outcome of this one.
Oh, there's no doubt that Emmett Linton won this bout, or should win it in any case. And they will really take a long look at this performance. Ben Sheik, as you look at him, is very much, you know, a boxer with limited skills. There are a lot of things he can't do in the ring, and so because of that, one might expect Emmett Linton to shine just a little bit more, but he wasn't able to. And that's not really a rap on this young man. This is, after all, only his second pro fight. And, you know, in the old days, you'd be having your second pro fight in Grand Forks, North Dakota or whatever, or someplace in some small town in Maine, and you wouldn't be seen by more than 300 or 400 or 500 people.
No, and it's a learning process, and he's got some people who know what they're talking about to tell him how to do it. Let's get the official word here on this decision now from Michael Buffer. Mike?
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. Dalby Shirley and Lou Tabbitt both scored about 39-37. Al Lefkowitz scores at 40-36 for the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, Emmett Linton.
So Emmett Linton is a unanimous decision winner and runs his record to 2 up and none down. When we come back, we'll talk with Charlie Steiner and we'll commiserate a little bit about the goings-on in Las Vegas this week.